Hey, welcome to the 2017 RFW Championship Series map pool quick looks for each of the 7 maps we will be using this year. Today we have the Abandoned Kingdom, a map made by Koipen. The map starts out with a split spawn drop. Taking the bottom pathway leads to a small resource area containing a few ore blocks, some decent supplies, and our first TNT supply chest in the map. Taking the top spawn drop takes you to Blazing Skies and allows you to progress forward in the rest of the map. Moving on, we hit another small little resource area that contains a bunch of ore blocks with a few pieces of TNT littered throughout the area. Moving right along, we encounter the first main choke point in the map, Route 42, otherwise known as the mountain. Near the top of the mountain, we have our first dungeon, Greenwall, which can be accessed by digging right through here. It is a one-wide PvP wall, which requires maneuvering the vertical sections, while also dealing with fences and cobwebs spread throughout the dungeon. Follow the path, and it will lead you to the first green wall. Teams usually dig a tunnel through the mountain for easy passageway past the mountain, but the tunnel also ends up being a good spot to set up a base to try and lock down the other team and prevent them from getting the wall. Back at the top of the mountain, we have a tiny little mob area with a few spawners that rewards you with some pretty decent early game armor. Heading down the mountain, we encounter a small little supply house that contains the second TNT supplies chest, and also has a nice double chest filled with bows and arrows. After the house, we hit the Orberg Mines, which contains a plethora of supplies on the surface, ranging from some iron and coal ore, to some basic supplies, to the fishing rod, spawn eggs, and a pre-placed anvil. Underground, we have our third and final TNT supplies chest in this first branch of the mines, as well as the enchanting table, some enchanting supplies, and a hefty amount of diamonds. Silverfish blocks litter the area, so one wrong move can get you swarmed in a sea of silverfish. In the other branch of the mines, we have a small cave which leads up to a big room containing some iron and diamond blocks, as well as some potion supplies. Once we leave the mines, we encounter the rocky outskirts, as well as the entrance to the second blue wool. The dungeon starts as a one-wide bedrock section leading to the bottom of the map. This opens up into a vertical bedrock tunnel filled with spawners hidden behind obsidian. You must traverse upwards with all kinds of mobs falling on top of you. The top of the tunnel opens up into a bigger room that is now exposed to the other team, with wool blocks hanging from the ceiling. If you are able to make it to the top, then you are rewarded with the blue wool. Heading past the blue wool towards the end of the map, we make it to Treetop Bop, which is the shared lane third wool dungeon. Don't let the majestic sight of the tree fool you. This entire area is a prime location for natural mobs to spawn, so don't be surprised to see a horde of mobs chilling at the base of the tree. To get this red wool, you must figure out some way to scale the tree and get into its canopy, where the shared wool box resides. However, the canopy is filled with cave spider spawners, as well as a chance for some natural mobs to spawn. All the while, the threat of running directly into the opposing team looms overhead. Common strategies in previous tournaments have involved burning the tree down in some way, shape, or form. However, this tactic will not be possible in these events. Once we have all 3 wools, we must head back to the Orberg Mines and head into the sky, where we can find the not-so-indigo plateau. This is where the victory monument resides. Once we bring the 3 wools here, we can place them on the monument and claim our victory. This has been a brief and quick look at the Abandoned Kingdom. Click here to watch our previous map tour of Erosion by Rapthos and Zarpal, or click here to go to the playlist containing all of the map tours for the 2017 RFW Championship Series. Stay tuned for a map tour of the next map.